Meet Tonya. We'll be dissecting her for our anatomy class.
We will be going over her facial muscles and her thoracic muscles.
Hi, Tonya.
So this is the masseter muscle. It's responsible for closing the mouth. Its insertion is the mandible, and its origin is the zygomatics. Back here would be the temporalis muscle, but it's not visible on the cat. It's responsible for closing the mouth also. Its insertion is the mandible, and its origin is the temporalis. Under here are the digastrics, and you can pull them back. They're responsible for lowering the jaw, and their insertion point is the mandible, and its origin is the occipital bone. Underneath the digastrics is the mylohyoid. It's responsible for raising the floor of the mouth and tongue, and it lowers the jaw as well. Its insertion is the hyoid, and its origin is the mandible. And down here is the sternohyoid. It depresses the hyoid. Its insertion is the hyoid, and its origin is the sternum.
This is the clavobrachialis. Its function is extending the humerus, turning the head, and flexing the forearm. Its insertion point is the ulna here, and its origin is the clavicle, hence the name. This is the pectorantebrachialis. It works in abduction of the forelimb and movement caudally, which means towards the tail. Its insertion point is the ulna, and its origin is the sternum, the anterior sternum. This is the pectoralis major, and it's smaller than the pectoralis minor, which is below it, but they both work in abduction of the forelimb as well and movement caudally. They both have insertion points of the ulna, but the major and they both have origin points of the sternum, but the major is more anterior than the minor. The minor is more in the mid-sternum. This is the xiphi humoralis, which also works in abduction of the forelimb and movement caudally. Its insertion point is the humerus as well, and it also has an origin point of the sternum, but more proximal on the sternum, so more of the xiphoid process of the sternum.